The Sons of Anarchy Motorcycle Club was founded by John J.T. Teller, who died many years before the events of the series. But what if he didn't die and actually came back to charming at one point? But before we head into the mouth of conspiracy, and this is a pretty big one, I'd like to say hello guys and gals, I'm Nick and welcome to 30's Feedback. So, the many mysteries and lies around JT's death led to the death of Clay and unleashed other conflicts that ended up taking more lives, as were those of Jax's mother, Gemma Teller-Morrow, and Jax himself. However, a theory suggests that JT never died and he actually returned to Charming to bring Clay, Gemma, and SAMCRO down, and he did so under a new identity, but I won't tell you it until the end. John Teller served 2 years in Vietnam, and when he returned home, he and his best friend Piney Winston founded the Sons of Anarchy Motorcycle Club as they saw the deterioration of the country and faced discrimination and economic hardship like many other veterans. JT and Piney founded the club in hopes that they could rediscover the feeling of brotherhood they found in Vietnam, but without many economic opportunities out there, the club started making money in the black market by smuggling weapons, drugs, and other nefarious activities. This was the opposite of what JT had envisioned for the club, so he started writing his manifesto titled The Life and Death of SAMCRO: How the Sons of Anarchy Lost Their Way, in which he detailed what he wanted to achieve with the club and how this should operate. However, by then, Clay and Gemma were already secretly together and looking to take control of SAMCRO, and the only way they could achieve that was by getting rid of JT. Clay and Gemma planned JT's death, with Clay forcing Lowell Harlan Sr. to sabotage JT's bike so his death would be seen as an accident, and in order to better cover his tracks, Clay killed Harlan once the job was done. On November 1993, JT was riding his bike when he was hit by a truck and dragged over 100 yards. JT lived for 2 days before passing away from his injuries, and so Clay became SAMCRO's president and later married Gemma, and with UNSA's help, they kept the details behind JT's accidental death a secret. There were a couple of details throughout Sons of Anarchy that have made viewers believe there was more to JT's death. It's widely believed that JT knew he was going to die, as there's no way he wouldn't have noticed something was off with his bike, and if he had wanted, he wouldn't have ridden it. Even Jury White, the president of the Sons of Anarchy Nevada chapter, mentioned to Jax that JT's bike was an extension of him, so he would have known right away if there was something wrong with it, suggesting that JT basically killed himself. Others, however, believe JT faked his death, and some theories have gone as far to suggest that he became none other than US Attorney Lincoln Potter, who joined the Sons of Anarchy in Season 4. Lincoln Potter arrived at Charming to investigate SAMCRO and bring it down, and for that, he started blackmailing Juice Ortiz. As Juice had concealed his African-American father from the club, and an old club rule didn't allow black members, Potter used this to manipulate him and through him try to bring SAMCRO down. The theories then say that UNSA helped JT fake his death and create a new identity. But JT returned many years later, now as Potter, and after having some kind of facial reconstructive surgery to take Clay and Gemma down as revenge, though that also meant destroying the club. However, there aren't any details that can actually support the idea of JT becoming Lincoln Potter, and if Jax's father had faked his death and wanted revenge for what Clay and Gemma did to him, he surely would have found other ways to do so that wouldn't hurt the Sons of Anarchy club and his son. What do you guys think? Could you have seen this theory playing out in some way in the show? Or Is it a load of rubbish because we also see Lincoln Potter in the Mayans MC? Let me know below.